Broadcom's AI revenue just hit $10.8 billion in a single quarter, and management guided $16 billion for next. That's the print reframing every other story today. Let's get into it. Broadcom's fiscal Q2 print just reset the AI infrastructure narrative for the rest of the year. AI-related semiconductor revenue came in at $10.8 billion, up 143% year-over-year, with total revenue of $22.2 billion and EPS of $2.44, beating consensus. The Q3 guide is the stunner. AI semis at $16 billion, up over 200%, making AI roughly half of total chip revenue. This validates the custom ASIC plus AI networking thesis. Broadcom is now the second pillar of hyperscaler AI spend after NVIDIA. The bear case is concentration. A handful of hyperscaler customers drive that entire AI line, and the stock slipped 3% after hours on a small software miss. The signal: if Q3 actuals land above $16 billion, AI networking peers like Marvell and Astera Labs re-rate higher. Below 14, the custom ASIC story has its first real crack. DeepSeek is closing its first-ever funding round at $7.4 billion, at a $52 to $59 billion post-money valuation. Tencent anchors at $1.4 billion. Battery giant IATL puts in $700 million. And China's National AI Fund completes the strategic syndicate. Founder Liang Wenfeng is writing a $2.8 billion personal check. This is the largest AI mega round in Chinese history, and it's a state-aligned counterweight to the US trillion-dollar AI IPO calendar. It validates the open weights commercial path right as Anthropic and OpenAI file at 10 to 20 times the implied multiple. The bear case: state-anchored capital implies state-aligned product, and Washington's June 1st ruling extending chip controls to Chinese subsidiaries globally just closed the backdoor GPU supply. The signal: if the round price is at $59 billion, expect a parallel SMIC capacity announcement within the month. Alphabet upsized its equity raise from $80 billion to $84.75 billion on June 2nd. $30 billion in underwritten public offerings, plus a $40 billion at the market program, all earmarked explicitly for AI compute capex. The marquee piece: Berkshire Hathaway took a $10 billion private placement, signaling Buffett camp comfort with hyperscaler AI infrastructure, even after recent valuation pushback. This is the largest single corporate AI capex raise in history, and it effectively underwrites Gemini's compute build through 2027. The bear case is circularity, combined with Anthropic's $65 billion raise and ongoing balance sheet capex. Hyperscaler AI investment for 2026 now tracks well above the prior $700 billion estimate, with capital flowing right back to NVIDIA and Broadcom as GPU and ASIC spend. The signal: if Apple's WWDC confirms Gemini-powered Siri Monday, this raise gets its first major external revenue customer. At Computex Tuesday, NVIDIA's Jensen Huang publicly anointed Marvell as the next trillion-dollar company. The stock closed up 32.5%, the largest single-day gain in its history, with market cap surging to $250 billion from $53 billion just a year ago. The endorsement validates AI networking as the next choke point silicon, dovetailing exactly with Broadcom's $10.8 billion AI print today. NVIDIA's $2 billion equity stake in Marvell from March, plus the NVLink Fusion partnership, ties Marvell's custom ASIC roadmap directly into Rubin-era data centers. The bear case is reflexivity. A 32% move on a CEO comment is a sentiment trade, not earnings. Marvell still has to deliver custom ASIC wins to justify the new multiple. The signal: if Marvell's next quarterly guide doesn't show AI revenue growth above 70%, the trillion-dollar narrative gives back hard. Apple's WWDC keynote lands Monday, June 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific, and the AI strategy is now well leaked. A rebuilt Siri 2.0 will run on a custom Google Gemini model, reportedly a $1 billion per year licensing fee, with a dedicated Siri app, conversation history, and dynamic island integration. The big concession, an extensions feature letting users default to Claude, Gemini, or other third-party chatbots for writing tools and image playground. This is Apple's official admission that it does not have a competitive frontier model. Apple Intelligence becomes a meta router, not a product. The bear case is strategic. Outsourcing the AI layer to Google permanently caps Apple's services. Margin upside on the highest leverage compute trend of the decade. The signal. Monday's Gemini confirmation is the single most important catalyst tying back to Alphabet's $84 billion raise. That capital build gets its first marquee external customer. The through line today. Capital is consolidating into fewer hands at larger scale. Broadcom's print, Alphabet's raise, DeepSeek's mega round. Three signals that 2026 is the year capex commitments lock in. Subscribe to the Daily Alpha so you don't miss what NVIDIA prints next. This has been the Daily Alpha.